I have a couple of things. I think, first of all, if you're a parent, period, but especially a parent of a teen, you have to listen. You have to listen to them. Um, and especially if they're struggling, if you are seeing that your teen gets, let's say, they're just not passing their tests, or they're really resistant to any kind of homework that involves a lot of reading and writing, we're really good at just coming up with solutions. Oh, well, try this, or you need to do this, or you've got to start your homework right as soon as you get home from school, whatever. We're good at coming up with solutions, but our teens, especially, they really want to be independent. They want to come up with ideas on their own. And we as parents and educators, we just have to keep in mind, whatever we see, there's a reason for it. There's a reason. So if your child is resisting, if they're doing poorly on tests, ask gently with no judgment, and then listen. So you might say something like, hey, it seems like there's something hard about tests. Tell me about that. And they're not automatically going to know, but whatever they say, you just be interested, flesh it out a little bit, because you may find that they just can't take the time to read carefully because they won't finish. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that's a red flag that's going to help us recognize that there's something more going on than they just aren't studying. Mm-hmm. Or, hey, I notice reading and writing assignments seem to take a really long time. What do you think is going on there? That just sort of gives you an avenue to explore with your child and start to, together, figure out what's going on and come up with solutions. And then secondly, if you think that your child might be dyslexic, and especially if you have a family history of dyslexia, and your child is struggling, I would encourage you to get testing. It used to be really, really hard to find anybody that does dyslexia testing, but a lot of schools do now. That's become more mandated by the states in the last several years. But get testing, and then together learn everything you can about dyslexia, or about whatever their specific neurodiverse thinking style is. Validate the strengths. I mean, with dyslexia, you often see good comprehension. You often see real intuitive, high emotional intelligence, where they just really get how other people are feeling. You see creative arts, lots of actors and artists and entrepreneurs and people who think out of the box and have these out of the box problem solving abilities. Well, validate those things. Look at what your child is really good at and help them see, wow, because you are dyslexic or have a dyslexic thinking style, you also have these really cool things that you can think about and do. Also explore the challenges and what they need in order to be successful. If they feel like, man, if I just had, an extra time on my test, I could do better. Great. Now we understand that, and they can, advocate for that. I know parents tend to be a little afraid of labels, and I don't think anybody should be put in a box of a label, but sometimes it's helpful. I find our students are actually kind of relieved to know that there is something. I remember a high school boy who came in for testing. The testing was really hard. He was reading about a 6th grade level, so he could read, but it was hard. Mm-hmm. But at the end, I talked to him about what I saw, and he was so excited. I mean, he was almost skipping out of there because it was like, I'm dyslexic. There's a reason why this is hard. It's not because I'm dumb. It's not my fault. And so there is a lot of value to knowing and understanding and figuring out what you need.